The conditions for a substance to be a matter are they should have mass and they should occupy space. Okay, now we will discuss about what is matter comprised of. Do you know what is atom? Atoms are the basic building blocks of matter. If we consider a building, then we know that every building blocks are made of bricks, mud, cement, etc. So we can say that these are the components of the building. So every matter is also made up of some small teeny particles. These are called atoms. Okay, and two or more atoms when combine each other, then it forms molecule. Clear? And a large number of molecules are arranged in a basic pattern to form the matter. Clear? Suppose if we consider oxygen gas, so it is comprised of many oxygen atoms. Okay, and if we consider iron rod, then also we can say that it consists of teeny iron atoms. So if we subdivide matter, then we will get molecules, and if we split the molecules again, then we will get atoms. So are the smallest part into which an object or matter can be divided. Clear? Now we will discuss about the basic building blocks of all matters is the atom. Two or more atoms combine together to form molecules. A large number of molecules bind together to form the matter. This is the actually composition of matter. Clear? Now, states of matter. Matters exist in 5 states: solids, liquids, gases, plasmas, and Bose-Einstein condensates. But in your syllabus, you will study about only solids, liquids, and gases. So what is solid? We know that bottle, chair, table, books, rods, they are solids. And what is liquids? Water, milk, fruit, juice, they are liquids. And what is gas? Substances like oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide, etc. they are gases. We know that. Now, before discussing about the characteristics of solids, liquids, and gases, we need to know what is intermolecular force and what is intermolecular space. We know that matters are made up of molecules, atoms. Molecule is the smallest unit of matter which exists independently. Atoms are not stable. When they combine to form molecule, then they are stable. That means in case of hydrogen, suppose hydrogen atom is not stable, but when two hydrogen atoms combines each other to form a hydrogen molecule, then it is stable. But there is also some exceptions for few gases like noble gases. We know that noble gases are helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. They are monoatomic gas. That means in this case atom is the smallest unit of matter which exists independently in this case. Okay, that means two helium atoms cannot combine each other to form a helium molecule. Okay, this is the exception, but in general molecule is the smallest unit of matter which exists independently. Okay, always remember it. Molecules of matter are always in continuous motion. Okay, they all possess kinetic energy. What is kinetic energy? Kinetic energy is the energy gained by any substance due to its state of motion. Clear? Now we will discuss about the arrangement of molecules in case of liquids, gases, and solids. This figure implies the arrangement of molecules in case of solids. Okay, each circle represents a molecule. So in this case we will observe that the molecules are tightly packed. That means they are closely bound together, and the void space between the molecules is called the intermolecular space. This void space, the void space between the molecules is called intermolecular space. Clear? And this figure implies the arrangement of molecules in case of liquids. In this case we will notice that the molecules are not tightly packed. The distance between the molecules are larger than the solids in case of liquid. Clear? And this figure implies the arrangement of molecules in case of gases. In this case, we will observe that the distance between the molecules are larger than the distance between the molecules in case of liquids. Clear? What is intermolecular force? The force by which the molecules attract each other is called intermolecular force. And what is intermolecular space? The spaces in between the molecules in a solid or liquid or gas is called intermolecular space. Clear? And with increase in the distance, that is the space between the molecules, the attraction between the molecules always decreases. We know that if we place two unlike pole of two magnets closer, then attraction is higher, but if the distance is large, then the attraction is less. So here also the same thing is applicable. So we can say that with increase in the intermolecular space, the intermolecular attraction decreases and vice versa. So in case of solid, the intermolecular space is minimum because the molecules are closely bound together. So we can say that in case of solid, the attraction between the molecules is also very strong. Clear? So in case of solids, as the intermolecular force is very strong, so the molecules are not free to change their positions. Okay, the particles or the molecules of solid only vibrate around their fixed location. Okay, so due to this property, solid has definite shape and volume, and it cannot be compressed due to its very strong intermolecular force and negligible intermolecular space. Clear? But in case of liquids, as the distance between the molecules is larger than in case of solids, so in this case the intermolecular force is weaker than in case of solids. For this reason, the molecules of liquid can change their positions, but they cannot move here and there. So it can flow. Okay, and it has definite volume, but it has not definite shape. What is volume? Volume is the amount of space that something contains or fills. Okay, but in case of gases, the distance between the molecules is larger than the liquids, and the molecules are free to move in all directions and can fill the entire space available to them. Okay, so the gas has neither definite volume nor definite shape. Clear? We'll discuss about the characteristics of solid. Solids have definite shape and definite volume. Why? Because the particles, that is the molecules by which the solid is made up of, vibrate around fixed locations. So they have definite shape and volume. And another characteristic is that it may get heaped. Why? The molecules or particles in solid remains in a fixed position. So the molecules are tightly packed, we know that. So the solid is rigid and it may get heaped or stacked. Clear? So we can give now the definition of solid. A material that has a definite shape and definite volume such that it can have any number of free surfaces is called solid. Clear? Now we will discuss about the characteristics of liquids. They have no definite shape, but they have a definite volume. Why? The intermolecular force in case of liquid is weaker than the solids. So the molecules can change their position, but they cannot move here and there. So they have definite volume, but they haven't definite shape. For the same reason, it is difficult to compress them. But under very high pressure, they will compress, but not very much. Okay. Now we can also give the definition of liquid. A material which has a definite volume but no definite shape and has only one free surface is called liquid. Liquids have only one definite free surface, which is on top of the vessel in which they are contained. Suppose if we place water in a beaker, then we will observe that only one free surface on the top. is not it? Okay, now we will discuss about the characteristics of gases. They have no definite shape and they have no definite volume. Why? Because the intermolecular space is very larger and the intermolecular force is very weak in case of gases. We know that. So they can move here and there and they can fill the entire space available to them. So they have no definite shape and they have no definite volume. Okay. And one important characteristic of gas is that they can be easily compressed. Always remember it, gases can easily be compressed. Okay. So now we can give the definition of gases. A material which has neither definite shape nor definite volume and easily compressed and has no free surface is called gas. Okay. Now we can distinguish the solids, liquids and gases with respect to their properties. Suppose if we consider one property, that is intermolecular force, then in case of solid it has very strong intermolecular force, but in case of liquid it has less intermolecular force as compared to solids, but in case of gas it has negligible intermolecular force. We have already discussed all the properties, is not it? Now read it in your home. Okay. If you have any problem regarding this topic, please feel to ask. Okay. That's it for today. Thank you.